The following is paid programming. Welcome to Heard It on the X, the East Coast's premier music talk show. Brought to you by Rich's Music Exchange in Hamburg, New York, and online at richesmusicexchange.com. Sponsored by music industry leaders Regal Tip, Ernie Ball, Ampeg, and Mackie. And now, your hosts, Rich Rogenmoser and co-host, The Doctor.
Hi folks, welcome down to Heard It on the X, the East Coast premier music talk show. My name is Rich Rogenmoser. I want to welcome Joshua.
Hello, hello. What a weekend we had.
Yeah, and that was our little thank you message for everybody who helped out.
That is the song Thank You from Zoso.
There was too many people to thank. The list would go on almost for the entire show, but to everybody who was in attendance, to everybody that helped out, even in the small areas where you think you didn't help, you were all just tremendous help to us. It was an incredible event for JDRF. All the people that worked the tables. Off the top of my head, Tracy Munich comes to mind, Ashley Drought comes to mind, Sharon Cheese Gel comes to mind, Kim Luchek comes to mind.
Tyler, my
Lisa
brother.
Friend, your brother
Gergen,
Tyler.
My girlfriend Nicole's on. His friend also chipped in.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't want to start naming people because I know inevitably we're going to forget somebody, and we don't want to forget anybody. The only reason why I mentioned those names is obviously they were a little more, focal to me, so I was able to see them a lot more. But everybody helped out. I do want to send a special thanks out because this is somebody we kept kind of jumping over. Zach from APG and APG did such an amazing job of sound. And in case you're just joining us, folks, and you have no idea, or in case the first time you ever tuned in, we had a huge JDRF event Friday at Club Paradise.
Yeah.
We brought in the band Zoso. Back to the Bars opened, and I'm going to get on Back to the Bars in just a second. But this was truly an amazing event. It was actually a little bit life-changing, really, for me. And I don't know that I'll ever do it again. I've actually slept for almost 2 days. It was really a lot of work putting this together.
Yeah, it was, and it was a great culmination of all the work put into it, and it went off without a hitch, and I know everybody had a great time.
APG, though, back to APG,
yeah.
Advanced Production Groups, a group out of Dunkirk, and they actually own Unistage up here in Buffalo too. If you are having any type of an event, large, small, any size, please call APG. After the commercial break, I'll have their number so you can call their number directly. But they did such an amazing job. And Zach, the one-armed engineer,
Zach comes in. He's got one broken arm, and he's got. I mean, we brought in some serious sound, and he came in one man, one arm.
Yes,
and he, we had stacks and. We had serious concert quality sound, and he did a great job, and it sounded phenomenal.
Not only did he bring in great sound, but he did such a good job. It wasn't too loud. It wasn't like, it didn't make you want to leave. It was just the perfect volume. He's a young guy. He's like Jim. Jim's the same way. Jim is, we're lucky to have Jim. But this guy was so in tune with the room, with everything that was going on. It was excellent.
Look at Jim blush when you said we're so lucky to have him.
Oh.
We are lucky to have Jim.
He confirms.
He does.
That system was amazing.
I wish you could have heard it. I mean, it was the smoothest sounding system live. You know how you can get a real harsh, loud system? And sometimes those are cool to be around too, depending on what you're doing. But this was a real smooth sounding, great system. It was excellent. And Chuck Annalino over at APG, Dan Beckley at APG, I had multiple conversations with both of them. APG sponsored the event. They made sure to send a system that they both felt, in their professional opinion, was going to be the right system for the room, and man, they pegged it.
I might need to call them next time I'm DJing an event.
Yeah.
That'd be some intense stuff.
Any event, I mean, even for like the world's largest disco, or I mean, these guys do the Sound and Art Park. So if you're having a backyard party, you know, they'll be able to cover that. But if you're bringing ZZ Top to your house too, or your amphitheater,
if ZZ Top is playing that backyard party,
Yes.
there you go.
you definitely want to call them.
But it was like a mini HSBC arena or Memorial Auditorium.
It was.
system.
That's exactly what it was. Yeah, and like I say, they did a Club Paradise. I wish you could have stayed, Jim. I know you ended up having to work that night. Club Paradise did an amazing job. I just think that people were actually stopping us at like. The one problem, and I didn't realize this, and maybe it's my own ignorance or my own arrogance, I thought when Zoso hit, I would be able to just stand there and watch Zoso as if the multiple times that I've gone and seen him. When you're putting on the event, you can't. There's always somebody that needs to ask you a question, somebody that needs to pull you away, But one of the things that overwhelmed me is, as I would walk through the crowd, because I had to wear a lot of hats.
He had a lot of hats.
I did have a lot of hats.
People couldn't see over him.
I looked like the Cat in the Hat,
Yeah.
actually. Slash, kind of, too. But as I would walk through the crowd, people would actually stop and thank me for putting on this event. And I just wanted to thank all of them for even coming and raising awareness to juvenile diabetes. It's a great cause. Joshua obviously has juvenile diabetes, and Tyler has it too. And I've said it multiple times. I watch these two guys manage it. I don't know that I could manage it. I don't know that I could, be as diligent as they are. And it's a life-changing thing. And I think it's amazing. So it was great. Oh, Karen from JDRF was excellent too. She spoke a little bit, and they have a artificial pancreas that's going to be on the market soon.
Next
4 years. Yeah, in the next 4 years.
I also want to thank Donnie Tomasulo.
I wanted to get into that. Yeah. And I want to thank Nadine Tomasulo too, who she was great, and it was her husband's birthday, and her husband was abused at the bar by everyone. I mean, she must have really had a lot of fun pouring him in the car. But Donnie had a great time. He was great emceeing it with us. We were able to bring that poster out. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah. And Donnie told the story of, he ran that ad, and then the next day, or, the day it came out is when Bonham passed away, and, it tied everything together, the concert that never was, and, it was great for him to come out and show his support as well.
Donnie worked at Concerts West, which, when Kim and I were younger, that was... actually, when Kim and I were younger, there were several. There was Concerts West, there was Magic City Productions, Harvey, Corky, and Tice were still in town. There were a lot of promoters that brought big shows to Buffalo in a time gone by. And Donnie worked at one of the bigger ones, Concerts West, and he ran the full-page ad on December 25th, the morning of. December 25th is when it came out in the Buffalo News. September. December 26th, it was announced.
September.
Or I'm sorry, September. Yeah,
yeah.
September. 25th, he ran the ad. September 26th, it was announced that Bonham had passed away. So, and I love when Donnie tells the story because he talks about, oh my God, my boss is going to kill me.
Yeah.
I just ran a full-page ad.
Yeah, because he was, a young kid.
He was a kid.
Yeah, I mean, this is, he was just sort of getting into it and everything, and he was a kid, and yeah, he was scared.
Yeah, it's funny too because I don't think Donnie, I think the world of Donnie, and I think Donnie's Buffalo music royalty. He was also in a band called Ben Hatzel, and obviously he's worked in radio for the last 25 years. He's Buffalo music royalty, but I don't think he sees himself the way I see him. But isn't he the most comfortable guy in the world? You could sit around at a bar and have a drink with him. You can bring him up on a stage and you can MC. He's just, he's just super chill.
He's the Swiss Army knife of Buffalo music.
I think he's going to appreciate that.
Yeah, I think he should put that on a resume.
I think he should.
He is the Swiss Army knife of the Buffalo music scene.
Hopefully Entercom will never let him go. Hopefully he retires at Entercom because he's just a wonderful person.
Yeah.
Well, so I got to ask you, I've raved on about Zoso and raved on about Zoso and raved on about Zoso. What were your thoughts on Zoso?
I thought they were great. I honestly was blown away. I know of people that I had talked to that were seeing them for the first time were also blown away. I couldn't believe how they embodied, especially Matt, the singer, who, plays the part or, does the part of Robert Plant. I mean, he, sounds just like him, but also you watch him even, when, everyone else, or when there's a solo or going off, he's in the back, and he's doing the Robert Plant,
As if
he's
he is,
standing like Robert Plant, or, he's walking like Robert Plant. But I mean, they all do that. where I mean, and let's talk about Greg's drum kit. That
It's outrageous. I mean, the new kit that he just got, I think
Yeah.
RCI is the company.
he said he just got it, and this is like the Bonham. I mean,
Exact replica, yeah, of the Bonham kit.
down to like tags on it,
Yeah.
and so I mean, but yeah, it was a great night, and they were phenomenal.
They're just an unbelievable band. Now, let me ask you another question.
Okay.
I think Zoso's fantastic, and I've seen him a handful of times now. I do, and I'll rave on about him. I think I look for a weak link in the band. I can't find it. I mean, I
Yeah.
can't. They are the embodiment of Led Zeppelin down to the T. I think they're just wonderful musicians. They're wonderful. Even their sound check was Matt, the singer, makes sure that everything is perfect. He wants the sound of the drums perfect. He wants the sound of the guitar perfect. He wants to know that everything is working perfectly. But back to the bars. I mean,
Oh yeah.
they're phenomenal, and they set the night off.
The guys from Zoso were blown away
They were
by
going
Back to the Bars.
crazy over Back to the Bars.
Yeah, and I mean a lot of people were, but I mean there's guys from Zoso were, and the people in the crowd loved them. They did a phenomenal job opening. The perfect opening band.
Yeah, without a doubt. And they opened up with Alan Parsons. Wouldn't want
to be like you.
Yeah, I mean, and then they went
Salisbury
into
Hill.
Salisbury Hill. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like perfect.
Yeah.
I actually got. That was one of the times where I got called away. Was somewhere in the middle of their set, and I was in the hallway. The nightclub connects to the hotel. I was in the hallway, and Greg, the drummer of Zoso, who was on the side of the stage just digging Back to the Bars. He had to run back to his room, and he was actually running full speed back to the nightclub and yelling at the other guys from Zoso, "You're missing this band. These guys are great."
Yeah, I think that's what I saw too. Actually, when Back to the Bars was wrapping up their set, I think it was Greg who I walked past, and he was explaining to a couple of the guys in the band. He's like, "Guys, you should have heard they did Salisbury Hill, and it was great." But yeah, I mean, they were a hit.
Yeah, they were fantastic, and they set the night perfectly. It was a night of '70s music. It was really a cool night, man. I just think the whole night was perfect. I think it was an excellent night.
Yeah, and there's really nothing more than you can say is thank you to everyone that helped and everyone that came out for the great cause.
Absolutely, and hopefully after we rest for another 9 months.
Yeah, you're going into hibernation.
We're hoping to do this again.
Yeah, and like we should say, anybody that did enjoy Zoso, they will be back in town
March
31st over at the Riviera Theater. They will be there. So catch Zoso again and get the let out again with those guys, because I know a lot of people will be hitting up that show after seeing the performance they put on just the other night.
And Back to the Bars is a Buffalo band. They've been in studio with us. You could catch them. They're doing regular dates. They're very busy in other projects, so I think Back to the Bars, you might see them twice a month. You might, that might be the extent that they can play, especially when you get closer to the holidays, because a couple of the guys are in Disco Duck, and they get very busy around the holidays, corporate time, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But they're, go see them. They're just an excellent band.
Definitely make time.
Hands down, my favorite Buffalo bar band, probably of all time.
We gotta check them out with a full show, because I've never seen them. I've never seen their full show. This was my first Back to the Bars experience. So I want to go catch them and see a full Back to the Bars show.
Don't hold me to this, but I'm pretty sure October 29th, they are going to be at Max Village Brew House, October 29th, if that's a Saturday. Mark and I were talking about it, and Scott Clinton and I were talking about it, so I'm pretty sure that it's going to be that date.
I think now I'm thinking about it, the 29th is a Saturday.
Yeah, then that's the date. So they're going to be at Max Village Brew House in Orchard Park, and it's funny that we talk about Max because we play there every Wednesday, and later on in the bottom of the hour, the band The Bumping Uglies are going to be joining us, and they're going to be playing. They're coming in from Baltimore. They're going to be at Max, I think, this Friday. We're going to have to ask them if they're going to be there. We're going to take a small commercial break and come back on the other side of the break with more stuff. Stick around, folks.